Hey, welcome to Thinking is Contagious again. Getting a 2-for-1 today. Um, Robert Barnes. I don't know if you know who he is. He's an attorney, very prominent attorney. Most recently, he's the guy who defended the Covington High School kids and got big settlements from CNN, among others, where he proved that they were defamed and they were set up and lied. It was regarding that confrontation with the Native American that was completely fabricated, and those kids were held out to be racist and xenophobes. And he uh, he took these guys apart. These guys, the media all settled, paid these kids big money. He came up with a very interesting tweet, which I started researching a little bit, and I'm going to give you some stats, which may mean something or nothing to you, but um, historical rejection rates among mail-in voting. And if you look at it, in 2018, in the midterms, the historical rejection rate nationwide was 1.4%. If we bore down a little bit to 2018 and we look at mail-in voting rejection rate on these critical swing states, and I'll go through all of them for you. Pennsylvania in 2018, rejection of mail-in votings was 4.4%. That means 4.4% of all votes were rejected. All mail-in votes were rejected for one reason or another. In 2020, 0.27. So from 4.4% to a quarter of 1% in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania alone, then you have Georgia. In 2018, 3.1% of mail-in votes were rejected. In 2020, 0.2%, 0.2%. Wisconsin. In Wisconsin in 2018, 1.7% were rejected. In 2020, 0.7%, 0.07%, 0.07%, 7/100ths. Arizona doesn't have a tally for 2020, how many were rejected. Nevada, 2% in 2018, 0.6 in 2020. Michigan, 0.6, 0.6. They stayed consistent in Michigan. Bottom line, total estimated, if we implemented, what this means is if we implemented the estimated based on the national average of 2018 of rejections which should be anticipated for mail-in votes, total estimated rejected votes would have been 220,000 Democratic votes. 220,000. And that includes, in that calculation, you're backing out the rejected votes that should have been removed on the Trump side as well, based on the same national average. There's a net difference of 220,000 votes, additional votes, to the Biden side. The total difference between Biden and Trump in all those states that I mentioned to you is 154,000 votes. 65,000 vote in favor of Trump if historical averages of rejections for mail-in votes were consistent. And we're not talking here about a slight difference. We're talking here about a very significant mathematical difference, a variable which would, in any mathematician or anyone, statistician who would see such an aberration would immediately question the methodology at the minimum. Look this up. This is a very critical factor as well as to what we were talking about in the prior program. Put these two programs together and you'll see why the Kraken seems to be stirring. Thank you.